He was one of the greatest preachers in history. His sermons are still studied and copied today by many pastors, evangelists, and speakers. Charles Spurgeon is known as the Prince of Preachers. Even before advanced sound systems and technology like we have today, Spurgeon preached to thousands at a time in his own voice. In fact, it is estimated that he preached to over 10 million people in his lifetime. His sermons were as easy to understand to a child sitting in the pew, as it was to an elderly grandmother sitting next to the child. Though his preachings are well known to many due to them being printed, there are aspects of his life that are not as well known but just as powerful. Towards the end of this video, you'll see a quote from Spurgeon that will show you the simplicity and clarity of Spurgeon's words. But let me share a few stories about his personal faith in his God, and some of the miraculous ways God answered his servants' prayers and honored his faith. In the 1850s, the Metropolitan Tabernacle in London, where he served as pastor, was filled with nearly 6,000 people each Sunday, and countless other outside, listening through the open windows and doors. The building was packed to capacity, and many feared for its structural integrity. Spurgeon, with a heart full of faith, asked God to protect the congregation. One Sunday, as he was preaching, a freak accident occurred when a massive iron beam fell from the roof, crashing through the seats and the balcony. Astonishingly, not a single person was injured. Spurgeon praised God for his protection, as did the believers who witnessed the event that day. Another aspect of Spurgeon's life that is not well known is that his wife, Susanna, faced significant health challenges throughout her life, which included severe bouts of illness and debilitating depression. Spurgeon prayed fervently for her healing and found solace and hope in the words of James 5:15, which reads, "And the prayer offered in faith will make the sick person well, the Lord will raise them up. If they have sinned, they will be forgiven." Spurgeon and Susanna's faith and prayers were answered when Susanna began to experience a remarkable improvement in her health. This improvement was not just physical but also extended to her mental and emotional well-being. Her depression lifted, and she found renewed strength and purpose in her life. God gifted Spurgeon with extraordinary speaking ability and a booming voice that could be heard by thousands at a time without microphones and speakers. His words touched the soul and convicted people of their sins and turned to Christ for salvation. His words were simple and easy to understand, even to a child. It is the same message that Jesus revealed to us. Ironically, those who say they are sophisticated, educated, and experienced seem to find the simple message of the gospel most difficult to understand and accept. No wonder our Lord said, "Unless you change and become like a child, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven." He was not implying we should be simple-minded. Rather, the Lord was telling us to be humble and accept Him, rather than relying on what we think we know.